Hey there guys, I'm TheRoyalGorilla and welcome to my rundown of the top 10 Easter eggs of 2016. Now obviously this will all be based on my personal opinions, so what I want you to do is let me know what were your favourite Easter eggs of the year in the comments section below. There are only two rules today. Both full games and DLC are fair game, as long as they were officially released in 2016, and I must have covered the Easter egg on my channel since they're the Easter eggs I'm familiar with. So without further ado, let's get started. Pulp Fiction is one of the best movies to come from Quentin Tarantino, and possibly one of the greatest movies ever made. Perhaps one of the most iconic elements of the film is the mysterious briefcase. Although the audience never find out what's actually inside the case, the mystery surrounding it is what helps drive the entire movie forward. It's literally a textbook example of a MacGuffin. Well, Pulp Fiction is actually referenced in one of Dead Rising 4's Easter eggs. Inside the Willamette Memorial Mall, if you head to the Steelhouse Diner, found inside the Miami Boardwalk district, if you head inside you'll be able to find a briefcase on a table. So you know I just mentioned that the audience never find out what's actually inside the Pulp Fiction briefcase? Well, during filming, the case simply contained a light bulb that would shine to create the otherworldly glow coming from within the case. Well, as you can see in Dead Rising 4, we have a briefcase containing a bulb, and for an even stronger connection, it's even found in a diner, which was a really iconic location from Pulp Fiction. The Hitman games have had some of my favourite Easter eggs of any game series. They just seem to go beyond the Call of Duty when it comes to creating interesting and unique Easter eggs. Well, the latest Hitman title is no different. The Easter egg we're going to be taking a look at now is the KRAKEN, and it can be found on the second mission. So on this second mission, what you're going to want to do is head over to the castle ruins. Now you're going to need to have unlocked the sniper rifle to be able to do this Easter egg, but once you do, you want to head to this area where you can see this boat. Now it may be very hard to spot, especially in this video, but there are actually 4 bells on this boat. And if you shoot these bells in the correct order, as I'm doing here, it'll be left, right, top, bottom, this will happen. I love these kind of secrets because they're just really interesting and something that you'd never expect to see in the game. And as an added bonus, you even get an achievement for this, so thumbs up to that. The Flintstones Easter egg can only be accessed once you acquire the grappling claw. So once you have one of your own, you can head to this location on the map to find the Easter egg. What you'll find in this location is a lake. The Easter egg can be found just beneath the surface. Under the water will be a recreation of the Flintstones' famous car, with a few changes here and there. Beside having 4 rock wheels rather than 2 long cylindrical wheels, Far Cry Primal's car is pretty much identical to Fred's footmobile from the Flintstones. Let's try and avoid any politics here. Donald Trump is in Hitman, and you can find him on the Bangkok level. At the start of the mission, if you just head up the stairs to the right, you'll find a number of sun lounges, one of which will have a man sitting on it who sounds an awful lot like Donald Trump. He will say a number of things that are very reminiscent of things that Trump has said in the past, including making his country great again, and a statement about telling people they're fired. So you don't need me to explain anymore, I'll leave you guys to listen to it.
You know what? I think I'm gonna run for president. I mean, I can get my country back on track, make my country great again. And on another note, you always have to speak your mind. I mean, that's how I got where I am. I'm direct. I tell anyone who annoys me, you're fired. I don't care where they come from, I'm honest. And that's why people love me. They do, because I set them straight.
Now this Easter egg can be found on the Kadingir Sanctum level. At least I think that's how it's pronounced. So this is quite a big level, so this can be pretty tricky to find, but once you get your hands on the Super Shotty, the area following that will be where you will find the Easter egg. So in this area, once you've dealt with all the enemies, you're not going to want to do this until you have, If you go in the cave, you will be able to find right at the back, leaning against a pillar, will be a skeleton wearing the signature Dragonborn helmet with an arrow in their knee. This is a clear reference to the arrow in the knee meme, which originated in Skyrim. And one of the things that really surprised me is just how accurate the helmet is. A lot of the times when these Easter eggs are in games, they tend to kind of make it look a little bit different to kind of give it that bit of distance from it, but this looks dead on. So if it's any help at all, I'll also show you the map here. So this is the kind of general area you'll be able to find this Easter egg. The Division is full of unsavoury characters. But even before the virus killed half of the city, it would seem that New York already had its fair share of shady folk. For this next Easter egg, if you want to find it, you'll have to come to this location on the map. If you make your way up to the roof, in the garden you'll be able to find an echo. This echo details a party that was held as New York fell to the virus. What we're here to see though can be found in the corner. You'll be able to find two people, one by the name of William White and the other named Jonathan Pinkman. These two characters are obvious references to Walter White and Jesse Pinkman from AMC's Breaking Bad. Watch out for spoilers here, but their bios also match the characters from the TV show, with Walter White having run both a car wash and been a chemistry teacher, ending up dead in the show's finale, and Jesse's bio showing him as being unemployed and his current whereabouts being unknown. So this Easter egg is found in the brand new Hokkaido episode, and in order to see it, you'll need to unlock the ninja outfit, which you can get by reaching level 7 mastery. Once you're in the mission, head to this area and climb up the pole to the roof. Now, here's the hardest part. You need to follow an invisible path across this rooftop. You'll see that there's a white box floating on the other side of the roof. You need to reach this box. If you step off the path even a little bit, it will disappear and you'll have to start again. I honestly can't explain how many tries it took me to do this. It's really, really hard. Even if you slightly step out of place, the box will vanish. If you're a crazy person and want to do this Easter egg for yourself, just watch this video very closely and try to follow every single step I take. If you're lucky, or better than me, you'll make it to the box. You can then interact with it, and this will happen. We're going to be getting spooky with this next Easter egg. In the Dying Light DLC, The Following, you'll be able to find a creepy house at this location on the map. Once inside, you want to find your way into the cupboard under the stairs. Inside this room, you'll be able to find a skull on the top of a shelf. You can interact with this skull, which will cause it to rotate. After doing this a few times, some pretty creepy events will start to take place. Cue the scary music. You'll begin to hear strange noises. The house will shake, and a ghost will drop down from the ceiling and attack you. But the Easter egg doesn't end there. If you try to leave the house, you'll find the door has been locked. Heading upstairs will have you witness more paranormal events, as shutters slam shut, locking you inside the house. Another ghost will attack you. The final part of this Easter egg can be found behind a boarded up door. Inside this room, you'll be able to see the corpse of a woman in a bathtub filled with blood, with more blood dripping from the walls. Wolfenstein: The New Order is perhaps one of my favourite games of all time. It also has one of my favourite Easter eggs ever, in the form of retro Wolfenstein levels hidden within the game itself. Well, not to be outdone, Doom has only gone and included classic maps from both Doom and Doom 2. These maps can be found on every level of the main game. The one I'm showing you now can be found in the very first mission and is activated by pulling a secret lever. One of these levers can be found on each level, totaling to 13 classic maps in total. As you've probably already noticed, aesthetically these maps are identical to the classics. They've just got a lot higher resolution, but all the enemies within the levels will consist of the new Doom models. There's quite a diverse range of these levels, some of which will have you simply fighting standard enemies, and other ones you'll even get to fight massive bosses. Now, Homefront 2 may not have exactly got the most glowing reviews on launch, but one thing that the game has going for it is possibly the greatest Easter egg I've ever covered on this channel, and quite possibly my favourite Easter egg of all time. So in order to find this Easter egg, you'll need to play quite a way through the game, unfortunately, which is a challenge in its own right. Once you make your way into the Old Town Red Zone, proceed with the story missions until you have access to the restricted zone. Once here, you'll need to make your way into the main safe house area. Now once you're inside this building, if you follow the route I'm taking and head to the top of the stairs and then head to the far room, you'll find a very interesting arcade cabinet. Interacting with this arcade cabinet will allow you to play TimeSplitters 2. In this Easter egg, you'll actually get to play the entire first 2 levels of the game, and even includes the game's cutscenes and original menus. These 2 levels are exactly as I remember them. Siberia puts you on a frozen dam as you sneak your way into the facility using silent weapons and stealth to retrieve a time crystal. Chicago is your classic gangster movie. Tommy guns and fedoras await you in this 1930s inspired city as you try to take out a crime lord and retrieve his time crystal. Oh, and did I mention zombies? Yeah, they make a return to screw you up as you try to make it to the exit portal. It's TimeSplitters exactly as I remember it. Playing around with this Easter egg made me really nostalgic for the TimeSplitters games. These were the games that I grew up with and I still hold them extremely closely to my heart. I'd love to think that this Easter egg may be a hint at a possible new installment of the game or perhaps some remasters, but only time will tell, I guess. In the meantime, this is just one bloody awesome Easter egg. It's just a shame you have to play Homefront 2 to see it. Well, there you have it guys, that was a look at my favourite Easter eggs from the entire year. It was also just really nice to have a look back at how the channel's grown and all the awesome games we've played all year. If you enjoyed today's video, then I would really appreciate a like, comment, and of course subscribe. If you want to keep up to date with all of the latest news for the channel and myself, then be sure to follow me on Twitter at TheRoyalGorilla. So with that, it's time to end. 2016 has been a fantastic year for our channel, and I'd like to thank everyone that subscribed and helped support us. And now I'm really hoping that 2017 is even better. I've been TheRoyalGorilla. Over and out.